Okie dokie. Welcome to SciIdea's first tutorial on Fusion 360, making a 3D model. So first step I'm going to do, press the Windows key. I'm going to type in Fusion. Fusion 360 comes up. I'm going to load and all that stuff. I've put on the mouse a little bit of a highlight halo ring so you'll be able to keep track of my mouse, but I'll keep tabs of what I'm doing and everything and what stuff I'm pressing on my keyboard. Keep in mind we've walked through this before, so I'm not doing anything new or anything like that. Okay, let's see. We're in this space, this is the space. Usually you see something on this side of the screen here. If you press this, it's the data panel, it'll come up. You can exit out if you want some more screen real estate. You don't really need it unless you want to access your files. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go, so this is our top bar. Any tool we need to access or anything that's to create something will always be on this top bar. And then here is always just to kind of see your stuff, right? To like see your models, your sketches, or your document settings. That's always over here. Okay, so just remember that. So anything that's like a tool or anything will always be on this top bar in any of these kind of sections. We'll mostly be dealing with always the first section, and that's about it. Then you know how to pan, so I'm hitting the middle mouse button just by itself to pan, shift and use the middle mouse button, and that gets me to pan around my space. Now pan, I'm not sure what this term is, but then you scroll to zoom in and out. And then obviously we have our top thing, so we can click top and we can snap to different things. The halo's kind of gone because when I start going over stuff it changes the mouse type, so sorry about that. Anyway, okay, that's enough thing going on. So we're going to first create our sketch. We're going to go up here, first one, create sketch. You can hover over these things and kind of see what they do. They're pretty useful. It also tells you, like, see if it was extrude and it has in brackets E, so it tells you kind of the shortcut. Create sketch is not how it's shortcut, but anyway, so I'm going to create sketch. I'm going to do shift, middle mouse button. I'm going to try to pan so I get a better view of my planes. So blue is always Z. It also, you can see up top here, so X is red and then Y is green. So we know we want this plane here, so the XY plane, and then the Z is facing up. So we're looking at the object from like straight down. So we'll look at the top. Okay, so I selected that and now we're in this space. Okay, first thing what we're going to do is we're going to make kind of our stock template, which we're dealing with those 9 by 9 by half an inch pieces of wood. And so now I'm going to go up here. Again, if you hover over, you can see 2-point rectangle and you press R to do that. So you could press R just to automatically do that. And then I hover over the line tool. I know it's L already, but line and I call it L. Circle, there is a shortcut for that, C. Then this fit point spline, it's kind of like your pen tool. This does not have, but will be you can use that to like kind of, if things are broken like we've seen before in the actual SVG when we import that into Fusion, sometimes things are not connected and there's little breaks, so you have to fix those. Sometimes that comes in handy, or you just use a line. There's different things. And also this sketch dimension, this is something that you can just it automatically kind of gets placed in when we start typing in our dimensions. Like when we did the rectangle, you saw kind of things sticking out showing the actual size of it. You can apply this to different things, and then you can manually put in what that dimension should be. And then then we'll get into like fillets, is just like to smooth out sides. It's usually what you use for your 3D object. You can use them in sketches as well. But yeah, we'll be dealing with mostly just the line, the rectangle, and then maybe the spline every now and then. And then if you want to dimension stuff, which we kind of do while we are sketching anyway. Okay, so I'm going to press on the 2-point rectangle, or if you want to use your keyboard. I clicked once, I didn't, and I let go, so click, let go, and then now I can just do whatever I want with this, right? So I just saw that, oh, I'm still in millimeters because I keep my default as that. We want to be in inches. So I press escape to get rid of that. And we're going to go to our document settings, press the arrow, units, millimeters, hover over that to get to the unit change. So I hovered over, go to this part over here, and then I click that. And then I'm going to go here and click on inches and press OK. I don't want to set as my default because I do like working with millimeters. But if you wanted to set it as default, you would just check that box and then you would make it as your default being inches, which honestly you might want to do. Okay, I'm going to press, okay, for just showing you, I'm going to press this, but I would usually press R. And we're going to click once and let go, and now we can pull out. And we're going to do 9, okay, by tab 9, okay. But kind of zoomed too far in, so zooming out. Okay, I can show you that again with, okay. I'm going to press escape to get out of my rectangle tool. I'm going to drag, select this and delete it. I press the delete key on the keyboard, so just drag, select like you do anytime, then press delete. So I'm going to show you that one more time, just with now we're zoomed out. I clicked on the rectangle tool, clicked on my origin, like click, let go, and then you can move anywhere you want. Okay, now you see that it's highlighted, so we're going to press 9, okay, and then what I could do is I could, actually no, you can't do that, so I always just tab to go to the next thing. So you press tab, and then what you could do also is instead of pressing tab, actually let me show you one more thing, is if this is easier for you. So I clicked on the rectangle tool. I'm just trying to show you how this tool works. So you could press 9 and then press enter. No, that doesn't work actually, never mind. Okay, we're just gonna do the regular tab system then. I know there's a way of doing it, I'm just kind of blanking on it. Okay, I clicked to let go and now I'm dragging again. 9, tab, 9, enter. Okay, so we have these are the dimension things I was telling you about. It automatically makes it because we put in the dimensions ourselves, but you could use this and actually just dimension on here, and then you could make it like that. But anyway, okay, now I'm gonna go up here. I could press L as well if I wanted to my line tool, and then I'm gonna go the X and the triangle means that you are at a center point of that line, so you always want to look for that. And then it'll automatically snap to 90 degrees, and then I'll go over here, click there, and then do the same thing, find my center point, go down, and click there. Okay, now that's the center point of our object, so we use that as a reference point. I'm going to do escape to get out of my line tool, and now I want to go up here, drop down, insert SVG, insert from my computer. In my downloads, I've got the CNC Bismillah right now. We can do the other one later when you put that in the Google Drive. And I'm going to open that. Okay, so I click that, open, pretty simple stuff. Okay, then you just want to ballpark, use this little arc thing, however over that, drag that to scale it. We'll try to do something like that. And I'm only going to show you the model process. I'll do another video showing you the cam part, just continuing off from there. I'm just kind of looking at, I know our clamps are going to kind of be in these two corners, this corner and this corner, so as long as that has space, then we can kind of go out like as much here as we want while it looks alright. And then you're just kind of looking from each side, looking at the grid, and then you want to have like even spacing on both sides. So it's like about 2.5 grid spaces on each side, I would say, something like that. So 2 and okay, so that's like 2, and then the last block 2, and then so that's okay. And if I want to like fine tune it in a bit, like I think my X, maybe I can fine tune that. I'm gonna go over here, right? And my distance is at 0.4 because I moved it. Now I can change it a touch. I want it to go a bit more towards the left, so I want to decrease this number, so maybe we'll try 0.39, see what happens. 0.39, that's barely anything. 0.3, okay, let's make it maybe 2. Okay, maybe make it 3. Okay, I'm thinking that's okay. Okay, then we're gonna press OK, and our SVG is on thing. You also want to look at the top and bottom. I think mine was okay. I didn't really pay attention to that, but it looks good. Okay, now I'm going to select my lines, so have it all selected blue, and so that whole line selected. I'm going to press delete on my keyboard, press that, delete. Okay, now we got our model, I got our sketch. We're going to finish sketch. And something always to keep in mind is this timeline is great. So as you do things, it will create a timeline entry on there. So at any time I can go back, I can go down here to my timeline and I can click on my sketch and I can right click it and I can press edit sketch and I can do anything with it. So if I wanted to add another line or I needed to fix something in here, that's how I go back and do that. Okay, so I'm just gonna press finish sketch. That was just show you that. Now I'm going to press shift and do my kind of rotation, so I'm ready kind of to in my extrude kind of viewport. Just this is better to show you, but usually I just work in the top and then because I know I'm extruding, but this is for like visually so you can see. So I'm gonna press, you can either go up here, remember tools, so we like it kind of goes in a linear fashion of how you would create a model, right? You create your sketch and then next you're going to extrude it, so they have it kind of, so they know what you're going to do next basically. So you can either click extrude or you can press E. I'm going to click extrude here, and so I'm going to do first my stock height, right? So my stock is 1/2 inch, so I'm going to do that first. So I'm modeling my whole stock and kind of what my final product is going to look like. This way it's like kind of visually easier for you to see. And so you just gotta imagine and like what it's like looking like, right? So I know this is going to be extruded up all the way, and I know this little middle part is going to be extruded. And you have to don't select edges. You want to select into the middle at the face, right? So if I select the edge, like I guess it still selects it, but sometimes it messes up. This is something like for this circle. See, like that's not what we want, right? I selected that edge. We don't want that, so we want that. Okay. I think, okay, yeah, that also get counted as a thing, but okay, that doesn't matter. Okay, so I selected that. Now I'm going to go over here. Okay, everything that we need to work for extrude is always in this little panel thing, and I'm going to type in 0.5, okay, and then it'll automatically show you in the view. So this view is like, that's why I panned like this so that you would see that. I'm going to press OK. Now we have to do our internals. Honestly, we don't even really need to do that because we're using a V-bit. So it's just going to take the actual outline of the top. So we don't even need to extrude it up. But it's a good habit to get into because once we start using, we don't use like the V-bit to go and it just does one pass through. We're going to use like the more flat ones and has to clear stuff inside. You will have to have like the actual outline inside, right? So it knows where it's cutting down to. But in this case, it just follows the pass on the outside of the, it follows the top pathing. But for the sake of just showing you and everything, I'm going to do another extrude. Okay, I pressed E. Wait, actually, I'll just cancel. Okay, I'm going to just press this just for your thing. Okay, so I'm just shift, mouse click, middle mouse clicking, and I'm going to, remember when you do your first extrude, see my sketch is in there, so I can't like select any face or anything here. So I need to go over here, and I need to select the arrow down, and I need to enable so I can see my sketch. So now I can select this plane over here. Okay, my internal sketch. So we want it to be we want it to show like like an 1/8 of an inch cut in. So that's a 0.125, right? So you just do 1/2. So that's our full stock height minus 0.125, and then you get I'll explain that first. So we did 0.5 minus 0.125, and you get 0.375, right? So that's how much like we want to extrude up because our difference between like our material, right? I don't know if I explained that well, but now I'm just going to select my internal piece here. So this internal, all this internal part, because obviously we haven't extruded that yet. I'm going to pan here so I can get into this middle part because this also needs to be extruded because I can't like get to, you can kind of go like this and do that. You can kind of go through the material, but just to show you like, oh, I'm going to go here. Yeah, that kind of makes sense, I hope. Okay, I'm going to go over here. I want to select my extrude distance. I'm going to do 0.375. So then you'll have a distance from the top down of 0.125. That makes sense. And then operation join is just going to join everything to the same body, so we don't want like two different objects right there. So that's fine. Everything, it automatically does everything for you there, and so it kind of knows. So I'm going to press OK, and we can press enter, and we got our model. So it's pretty simple, right? That 0.375 up here, so we get that distance of that from here to here would be the 0.125. So yeah, and then we get this like annoying green outline. Now that we've extruded everything, we don't need to see our sketch anymore. That's why kind of when you do your first extrude, it automatically gets rid of the sketch, because it just like gets annoying. But if you need to do another extrude, you need your sketch, right? But yeah, so this is our model, and yeah, I think this is good for the first part, and then we'll have to make another video on the actual cam, which is just the whole drilling and cutting aspect. So we got our model, we're good for now, and yeah. I can do another quick tutorial on how to do the other one, the other SVG that you made, because remember there was kind of a break and everything, so I'll show you how to fix that quickly. It's just using the line tool and everything in the sketch. It's just the same process, but just a different drawing, right? And it's a little extra work because we have to fix the sketch. But hopefully that makes sense. If you want to go to the, if you just want to just, right now it's called Untitled, right? It's not saved. So I'm just going to do Control S to save, or like you can just go up here and press the save button, and then just call it whatever you want. I guess Arabic underscore design. This is our first design, so design 1, and then this is our first model, so I'm going to call it Mark 1. So if you have different iterations of the same model, you would call it like Mark 2. And so like for our next one that you did, like the square-ish one, they would be like design 2 Mark 1, and if you had multiple models of the same one, then it would be design 2 Mark 2 or whatever. Cool. And then save. Okay. And that's it. You have your thing, and that's basically it. So, and just again, your timeline is such a really useful thing that I love about Fusion, is so you can see your sketch. So that's where we started our sketch, and then we went into our first extrude, which was basically our full stock, doing that ½ inch up for the whole thing, and then we did our internal bits, which is there. So it's kind of a good visual. Also, you can hover just to see kind of what you've done, right? But yeah, that's about it for me. Yeah, just stay tuned for the next video. Hopefully this helps. Yeah. Office.